Hi, my name's Amanda Smith. I teach at Salem High School, Science 7th grade. Strive has made a major impact on instructional decisions in my classroom. Through Strive, I learned how to implement project based learning, where students are collaborating, discussing, and making decisions while addressing a problem as a team and engineering a solution. By selecting fewer parameters in my classroom, my students are truly learning. This year has been a challenge, with students working together apart. We started the school year with individual research science fair projects. This way, they could learn and implement the engineering design process and still collaborate on their projects even while virtual. I learned about the engineering design process in the STRIVE program. In this process, students first define the problem they are trying to solve. For my students, they conducted background research and brainstormed solutions while collaborating with peers, teachers, parents, and experts. Then they selected the best possible solution.
I did my science fair project on deep brain stimulation, and one of the biggest problems that I had to overcome while testing was like how to test it, like overall. So I had to refer back to step 2 of the engineering design process, which is like researching the problem. So I went and did that, and then I actually found something like where you test using earbuds and you listen to deep brain stimulation sounds, which was really cool, and it worked a lot better than I expected.
In January, I tasked my students with the problem of creating a pollinator garden for a new part of the school. To create this lesson, I used backward design, starting first with the standards that my students needed to meet. I learned about backward design during Strive training summer 2020. With backward design, they taught us to first pick out our big ideas and skills, then consider the assessment, and last, plan your learning event. With the pollinator garden, my students will first be choosing a pollinator and then native plants to support the habitat for that pollinator. They will draw and design an entire garden and present this information to school administration and school board.
Salem High School, and I'll be talking about the engineering design process. I learned about the engineering design process in key coding class. How I used it for my science fair project is that I created a stress survey and sent out to other students. How I used it for my school pollinator garden is that I created and designed a garden.
It was frustrating at first, but after a while we got it down. We used a 100-foot tape measure to get precise measurements because if you don't have precise measurements, then everything won't fit together.
In order to better prepare for tomorrow's workforce, the Strive business partners have encouraged for teachers in their classroom to teach communication skills, research, teamwork, testing products, following directions, using technology, using data to support ideas, experimental procedures, accuracy of measurement, community involvement, and problem solving. This was my third time to experience the Strive program. Every time my students and I both benefit as I am constantly challenged and learning myself. Through Strive, I have reframed my own execution of teaching methods to gear toward project based, hands on, and student led. I have been fascinated by what my students come up with that was not within the constraints of what I had planned for the lesson, and how their thinking is deeper and more creative when they're. Thank you for watching. If you have any questions about the Strive program, please feel free to contact me at my email address below.